Why does Amazon engage in such environmentally destructive practices at the expense of not only the company but also the environment? It harms humanitarian efforts, environmentalist efforts, and corporate efforts to create a better world. Amazon could easily just change their policies and they would have enough money to do so. They don't need to do this. It's unstoppable, rampant growth at this point that has no clear benefit. Why does it do this? You might feel really cynical about Amazon right now, and for good reason. Their outsourcing programs are awful, their shipping is destructive, and their e-recycling programs are embarrassing. But now, we're going to talk about two things that Amazon is actually doing surprisingly well. Amazon Web Services and Amazon Smile. First, we'll start with Amazon Web Services. Amazon Web Services, or AWS, is a cloud computing platform. Now, I didn't really know what that was before I started doing research. I'd heard of the idea, I heard of data centers and stuff like that, but I didn't exactly know what it was. So it's kind of like a bunch of computers. These servers and services which the computers provide are called data centers. People can remotely access the computers at these data centers and use them for various tasks. Some of these tasks include storage, such as with S3, website hosting, and computation. Some of the purposes are like what astrophysicists can do with calculating trajectories of spaceships and stuff. I mean, Elon Musk can probably do that in his head, but the rest of us mortals rely on computers. AWS is massively popular on the internet, with its cloud computing boasting control of nearly 1/3 of the market. Major companies such as Google and Netflix not only utilize, but honestly depend on Amazon. Without data centers like these, the internet would not exist. So, even if you don't know what AWS is, you've definitely used their product. That's how big Amazon is. They help power a significant part of the internet. The worst kind of monopoly is one you don't know exists. So where does environmentalism come to this? Well, a data center is a bunch of computers, right? And computers need to have energy to work. That's why we plug our stuff in. So Amazon's trying to get computers at AWS powered by renewable energy from the AWS website. AWS has the long-term commitment to achieve 100% renewable energy usage for our global infrastructure, which is great. But I mean, I also have a goal of one day being as cool as Doctor Strange. Goals are nothing until we start reaching for them. So what is Amazon doing? Well, they've done a great job so far. Like, it's actually decently impressive. Right now they have solar farms in 6 places in Virginia and wind farms in 3 different states. That's a total of about 718 megawatts of power. For comparison, that's enough to charge a Tesla Model S around 7,720 times or power 70 homes for a year. For you math nerds, here's our source. In September of 2016, Amazon announced Amazon Wind Farm Texas, a new 253 megawatt wind farm in Scurry County, Texas, that would generate 1 million megawatt hours of wind energy annually. That's the progress so far. But if you remember, Amazon said they want to get to 100% renewable energy, so what's their status right now? Well, in 2014, they announced their 100% goal. By January of 2018, they announced that they were halfway there. At this rate, my best guess is that they'll hit 100% renewable energy by March of 2022, which is pretty good. In order to evaluate how Amazon is doing, let's look at other tech companies. According to RE100, Apple, Microsoft, and Google have all hit 100% renewable energy, so it's possible for a large company to rapidly switch. This is a good one, eBay. eBay wants to hit 100 by 2025, so it looks like Amazon will probably beat them there as well. Facebook wants to hit 100 by 2020, T-Mobile wants to hit it by 2021, and Autodesk already hit it in 2016. Walmart is arguably Amazon's biggest brick-and-mortar competitor, since they're pretty close to each other in many categories. So, how are they doing? How's Walmart doing? Well, Walmart wants to hit it by 2035, so Amazon is doing much better. Overall, Amazon is a tiny bit slow with their progression, but we can forgive them since they're actually working towards a goal in the near future. It's important to keep Amazon on their toes about this and make sure that they hit their goals soon or earlier than expected. Hopefully by 2022, they'll hit 100. It'd be really cool to know that when you're streaming Netflix, your series are being powered by renewable energy. So we've bashed Amazon in a lot of this because there's a lot to bash them about. But now let's look at one of the charitable aspects of them, Amazon Smile. Amazon Smile is a way for you to donate money to charity by shopping at Amazon. According to Amazon, $105 million has gone to charity this way, which sounds great, but think about that for a second. That means that theoretically, $150 million is just 0.5% of Amazon's revenue. To participate in this program, all you have to do is go to smile.amazon.com, select your charity, and 0.5% of that purchase goes to that charity. According to smile.amazon.com, I have generated 28 cents for Amazon Smile, specifically for the Nature Conservancy. The number is strange, so let's do the math. In 2018, I bought $70.36 worth of Amazon products at Amazon Smile, which ironically was all for the Environmental Club I mentioned earlier. That means it should be a 35 cents raised for charity, not 28 cents. That might sound like a small difference, but 0.5% donate is an incredibly tiny number. In order to just raise $10 with that, you have to spend $2,000 on the site. Every penny matters here. Amazon says that only certain projects are eligible for Amazon Smile, which kind of defeats the purpose. They're basically saying that if you go to a certain website and buy certain products, we'll donate half, 1% to charity, sometimes. Overall, this is a great idea, but like anything can be made better. It can be improved in two simple ways. Increase that 0.5% to something like 1%, and instead of having to go to smile.amazon.com, have a checkbox for your charity or something in the purchase section. I'm pretty sure eBay has something like this, and I donate more money using that than with Amazon. And I barely used eBay last year. But again, I applaud Amazon for doing this, and I encourage all of you to bookmark smile.amazon.com and be sure to use it when you purchase things. It's like one of those browser extensions that generate money for charity when you do stuff like open a new tab or search stuff. It's a wonderful way to get an extra $1 or $2 to charities, and the entire environmental movement is based on little things adding up. There is so much more that we can't get to, or else this video would turn into a Netflix miniseries powered by AWS. It's never been Amazon's thing to support any activist efforts, including humanitarianism or environmentalism, unless they provide a direct profit to the company. In fact, that's really Amazon's logo. We don't care. We just want money. Most companies will choose profits over all that other frivolous stuff like treating workers humanely, but they'll at least make a show to seem like they care. Prior to the past few years, when it's become helpful to a company's self-image to support activist causes, Amazon hadn't even tried to seem like an environmentally friendly company. They just didn't care. Which makes me fear they actually don't care about their workers or the earth today, and this is all a publicity move that could be reversed if the winds change. I hope they're not reversed, and I hope Amazon will continue to improve. When it comes to Amazon, the good comes with their renewable energy goals and their charity programs. Nice job, Amazon. You get 2 thumbs up for that. Good job. Bad, though, is their disorganized recycling program, their disastrous shipping policies, and extreme outsourcing. 1 whole point taken out for extreme shipping policies, half a point taken out for outsourcing, and half a point taken out for subpar e-recycling programs. So what now? We need viable solutions to the problems we encounter. Now, we have 2 routes to take here, each of them branching out. We could take a route with Amazon or one without Amazon. The route with Amazon is more hopeful and difficult, but has pretty high rewards. If we take the route of joining Amazon, it would mean that we continue to use their services, but heavily encourage them to switch to more environmentally friendly practices. For example, we might boycott certain products that came from international sellers, refuse to use 1 or 2 day shipping, cancel Amazon Prime memberships, and really put the pressure on them to change. Like I said, it's hopeful, difficult, and high reward. The other option is boycotting Amazon. Now, there are multiple levels to this. We might just boycott the website and refuse to buy their products. Or we could boycott the website and their services, which would entail not buying Kindles, refusing to use websites that are powered by Amazon Web Services, not using subsidiary companies like Audible or Zappos, amongst other things. This would be exceedingly difficult. I mean, it would entail boycotting millions of websites and require a huge audience. If it was successful though, and most of the web boycotted Amazon, it will bring monumental change, not only to Amazon, but the entire internet. Personally, I support continuing to use Amazon, but boycotting certain products and putting a lot of pressure on them. I used to use Amazon a lot, but I'm going to transition to more local retailers. If I see a petition asking Amazon to do things better in any regard, I'll sign it. I'm also making this video to get the word out, and you can help by sharing it or others like it. The reformation of Amazon is a long task and will take many years, but it could just change the world. Which path are you going to take? Are you going to stand with Amazon and make change from the inside, or boycott it until they change themselves? Let us know in the comments below. We read every comment. Thank you so much for watching our pilot episode about Amazon.com. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, comment, share, all that stuff. Also, We genuinely want to hear from you. What do you think is the best path forward? Do you think Amazon is going to try to bring meaningful change in the future? Do you think they're not? Do you think, what should we do about that? These are important questions with huge ramifications. Well, that's all for me, so I'll see you next time. It's really unfortunate how Jeff Bezos and his wife, Mackenzie, got divorced. Such a sad thing, divorce. But she got $60 billion from the divorce, and there's some calculations, and it would take about $20 billion to build 100 mile by 100 mile solar arrays. So, I mean, Mackenzie, if you want to become a hero in our eyes, hero for the environment, just donate 1/3 of your $60 billion to the environment. I mean, what do you do with $60 billion? What do you do with $1 billion? It's crazy.